on, man. It's our favorite day of the week. It is a Friday high noon broadcast. And on top of that, Creative Tony, I'll throw in a 3-day weekend for your head just to make sure everybody goes into this weekend feeling as good as they possibly can. So how you doing today, all you groovy people? Christian Narag, we got Patty from Napa, we got Noemi, we got SC Soccer Bowl, we got Miguel Salas, we got the sweet Mad Hatter with his leg bong, we got Dom Peralta. All the usual cast of characters are in place today, including my main man right over here. You see him, and he's very handsome. He's got a lot of cool clothes lately, I'm noticing. Creative Tony, I'm going to bring you in with a fashion question. Cool design. I always dig a black hoodie. Black, my preferred color of choice. What are you repping today, dude? What are you rocking over there?
Dude, again, I'm gonna get this lower a little bit. So this is from Sons of Johnny LeMaster. This is part of the package. The gift. This is a Pearl Jam. That's a P and a J.
Wow.
It's a Pearl Jam sweatshirt. It's Pearl Jam hoodie that he sent me. Just a package of love that Sons of Johnny LeMaster sent me.
Hey, by the way, speaking of the devil, look who just checked in. You got to throw this up there real quick. Check it out.
Nice, Sons of Johnny Lee, dude. The particles are flying right now because I'm wearing
really
the sweatshirt. You got me, dude. Thank you, by the way. Thank you so much. And yeah, dude, I was wearing the Pearl Jam hat last weekend in San Carlos, and I probably got like 15 different people saying, "Dude, great hat. Where'd you get that hat?" And I said,
jacket. Yeah,
totally.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that jacket? From the network?
I got this at the network. Yeah.
So thank you, Sons. I love
Creative
it.
Tony, anything on the back? Any art designs? Any images on the back, or is it just a plain black?
It says Pearl Jam Dark Matter. You're gonna have to ask me to do a pirouette. That's kind of tough right now in my situation, but maybe stand by.
All right. I mean, yeah, take your time, man. We got time. It's a leisurely broadcast. All right, we'll do the play-by-play. Oh, that's badass. Oh, nice, dude. Bravo. Hey, Sons, you picked a good one, bro. Great taste. That's a good, Tony, very nice. You know, I like that sweatshirt because I like the more understated kind of things. Like, just give me one little logo. I don't need the whole shirt covered like I'm doing with the Black Sabbath thing that takes up the whole shirt. But I like that understated stuff. Nice choice, Sons. Which gig was that from, too? Do you know? Did he tell you which city he bought that in?
I think it was in Nashville. I'm not positive, but I think it might have been Nashville. And I've never been to Nashville. It's just another reason for me to get to Nashville. So thank you, Sons. And dude, what a day. Dude, happy Friday, Paulie.
That's what I'm talking about. Happy Friday, happy 3-day weekend, happy Memorial Day. It's all happening. And by the way, we're creeping up closer and closer to Rags' birthday. And the reason I mentioned that, my guy Rags is 3,000 miles away in New Jersey, but he goes, like, he's been on the wagon. He's gone alcohol free from like January until his birthday, which is the 28th. And I believe that's next Wednesday on a night flight. We can roll the dice and throw them on the air if you want. We can bring them in. It could be a dicey proposition, though. We'll see how it goes.
Hold on a second, dude. There's no question involved. Yes, make sure you're available, Rags. You're going to come on the show. Isn't he going to jump off the wagon, too?
That's what I just said. Yeah, on Wednesday. He will have his, he'll have
4 more days. 4 more. That's what Rags just texted or tweeted in or whatever you want to call it. Did on the chat. Paulie, I just want to remind people, PMP VIP. We got a few new members of the PMP VIP yesterday.
Nice.
If you're listening and you want to join in, just go to our YouTube page at Polymax Particles. Or if you're watching now on YouTube, smash the like button and then become a member of the PMP VIP down in the bottom corner of the screen. And also subscribe, and we'll take all comers. We're building this thing. Hey, and by the Bay Area Sports Collective just added Amy G, Rod Brooks, and Jeremy Affelt. And I know Amy G's co-hosting with gosh darn it, I'm blanking on her name, and I apologize, but Amy G's gonna be doing a great show, and Rod Brooks as well. And by the way, I think Amy G's North Bay too. We got a lot of North Bay representation. And then, dude, I had a great, hectic but great experience with Jeremy Affelt yesterday that I'll have to tell later on in the show.
You know what? I definitely want to hear all about that. And just to let the audience know, Creative Tony got tapped by Jeremiah Crow, who's kind of the overseeing the entire network that we're on. And he was like, hey, Tony, you got to help Jeremy Affelt out with this. There's a lot of steps actually behind the scenes, believe it or not, to get this show up and looking like this and running properly. There actually is a lot going on behind the scenes. And I know Jeremy Affelt's a Major League Baseball guy, man. He don't know anything about like connections and like what screens and all the kind of stuff you need to do to get this show up. So yeah, I want to hear all about that. And Jeremy's a great dude, man. I've done a lot of events with him. Great guy over the years. And Tony, you know what? Let me make a quick announcement, and then we'll get into our Lawn Bridge spot, and then dive into the show today. I just had a gig fall into my lap, so I want to promote this real quick. I'm going to be doing an acoustic show at the water bar on the Embarcadero, man. I'm like,
ooh, fancy pants. Look at you, fancy pants. Wow. Oh, man.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
I hope they know what they
Hold time out. Are we going to see Paulie Mack in like slacks and maybe like a tie? Are we going suit and tie, Paulie Mack? At water bar?
Dude. How about this look? What if because I've seen guys doing this now. How about the guys that are wearing like a blazer, shirt, and then the shorts, dude? It might be the most.
That's the new thing in wedding parties is like they wear the tuxedo shorts now. And then so you know why I love Bryant? Well, there's many reasons why I love Bryant Young. But you know this whole new fad that Bonte Hill is not into either about the wearing the sneakers with the suits, you know?
Yeah.
Bryant Young on what was that, Wednesday night, dude? Bryant Young dress shoes with the slacks, right?
Yeah.
It was really nice to see because he could have easily wore like some Air Jordans or whatever. And it's like, you know, he could have worn those and whatever, but he didn't. He said, and by the way, the foot on a Bryant Young is just
the foot, the arms, the legs, the whole thing. He's a mountain of a man. But anyway, let me promote this gig. So I will be at the water bar on June 7th. It's a Saturday. It's a couple of weeks from now. And it's a daytime gig. We're going to be on the back patio. I got David Drutz stepping in to play some bass with me. Creative Tony, doors wide open. If you want to come on down and do a mini set with me, we can accommodate that, but we will be on the back patio of Water Bar Saturday, June 7th, and I'm working up. Dude, it's a long set. I'm going to do a couple of sets, so I got to work up a lot of songs between now and June 7th. But if you're around, you're in the city, come on down. It's an amazing location. If you've never been to the Water Bar, it's right next door to Epic Roast House. Pete Sitnick, the guy, he owns both of those joints, and he's a guy who reached out and asked me to play. I was like, dude, Pete, absolutely. I will be there. So hope to see all of y'all at the Water Bar on June 7th.
Paul Mack, we have some people asking in the comment line, do you have a time? Do you have a time that you're going to take?
Yes, it's a lunchtime gig. So we're going from noon to 3 p.m. Noon to 3 p.m. Sunlight streaming down on the bay. Should be a really beautiful setting, actually, for real. Yeah.
That's perfect. That's perfect slack weather, dude. Wear your slacks, buddy. I want to see you in slacks.
I'm going to dress like this. I'm going to dress like I always dress. You got to take it or leave it when it comes to the only time I'll throw a blazer on or anything like that is a wedding, a funeral, or a Golden Heart Fund event when I'm standing next to Bryant Young. Then I'll blazer up. But I'm not blazering up to play guitar. What are you kidding me, dude? Who am I? Jake Jarmel? You know what I mean?
Dude, love the Jake Jarmel.
Don't even know where that came from. I just pulled it out of thin air. Jake Jarmel. Yeah, go ahead, T.
I'm a fan of Jake Jarmel, but also, yes. Sons of Johnny Lee Master letting us know that Saturday, June 7th, Braves at Giants 105. So,
perfect.
On your way to the ballpark, or if you after the ball game, or leave the ball game early, which you shouldn't, but if you did, go by the Water Bar. Paulie, is there a cover charge, or can people just roll right in?
No, you roll right in. This is the Water Bar now. This is a nice place we're talking about. Yeah, no cover charge. You just go in, get a table, eat your lunch, have a cocktail, and you watch me play acoustic songs from everybody from the Rolling Stones to Bob Dylan to the Grateful Dead to Pearl Jam, on and on and on and on it goes. Did I say Bob Dylan? I'll say him twice sometimes. Go ahead, T. Yeah.
I'm going to say I'll show up to play if we play one of NorCal and refrigeration and HVAC's tunes.
Done.
Okay?
I'll be like, hey, everybody, I just want to dedicate this next song to the PMP community. It's called Give Us the Los. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, give us the los. It could be. I might break it out. I really might break it out. We'll see how it goes.
Can I just scream out, what loan would you like?
You can also bring a trumpet, dude. Bring in a horn section if you want. Yeah, totally. All right, everybody. Longbridge Pizza. Let's get this week started off right, or this show started off right, rather. Longbridge Pizza down on 3rd Street in Dogpatch, San Francisco. Get on down there. Neil Donardi, South San Francisco guy, South City guy. I learned to say South City guy. And I got to tell you, the days are dwindling now for that Senor Pie. So get on down there. These are the final days of the Senor Pizza. They're only offering it during the month of May. So final days now to get that great combination of flavors, including the cheddar mozzarella blend, the chorizo, the red onion, spicy pickled peppers, the crema, the Cholula, the cilantro. It's all right there on the Senor Pie. Tony, did you say that you had some video accompaniments today? Did you get a new video from Longbridge?
I do. They do, because I told you that last week Neil and I talked, and he says, "Hey, dude, you can let people know that the Paulie Mack pizza, the Paulie Mack pizza that has been available." Let me just get rid of this, Paulie, because I want to show something.
Yeah.
The Paulie Mack pizza that's been available for since our season opener party. That pizza right there, the tomato sauce, the mozzarella, the maestro sausage, the shaved onion, and pecorino romano. That's been available in regular pizza form. but now you can also get it in a square Detroit style pizza. So if you'll allow me, I would just
sure. You got free reign, Brett, buddy. Do whatever you need to do.
Allow me to show this, because look at this video right here. Do you see that?
Oh, nice.
That is your pizza. That's Polymax Pizza as a Detroit style square.
Damn.
Look at that thing. Is that just beautiful? Yeah.
Actually, it's crazy because I'm pretty hungry right now, and that's kind of killing me. That looks amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, T.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And dude, I mean, hey, and the beauty of those pizzas is that take it home, because if you can finish one of those, by the way, hey, kudos, tip of the cap. But if you don't, take it home, and it's almost even better the next day if you reheat it correctly.
It's got to go in the oven. No microwaves allowed. Please trust me. That's the one thing. If I can pass on any piece of advice to the community, never microwave your pizza unless you want it to be like a soggy sponge. When you put it in the oven and reheat, just take the 5 minutes. It's well worth it. It gets a crust nice and crispy. So yeah, dude, I'm all in with the oven heating. Absolutely.
Hey, but 2347 3rd Street, right down the street from Chase Center. There's going to be all kinds of stuff going on all summer long at Chase Center and at Oracle Park. So when you're going to those events, go to Longbridge before and after. And if you don't have tickets to the events, watch the events at Longbridge. There's going to be concerts all summer long at Chase as well. So it's going to be, I look forward to the summer. And dude, if you want to just go hang in the dog patch, go cruise the dog patch. But the dog patch neighborhood has become one of my favorite neighborhoods in the city, just by Northeast. It's incredible. I thank Longbridge for reintroducing me, because I used to live in Potrero Hill and cruise down to the dog patch, but now I'm back. And it's a great, very friendly. It's got the neighborhood vibe that you love in San Francisco.
Yeah, and I always like to shout out the Hells Angels too, because they have their clubhouse or their chapter or whatever it is down there somewhere. I know they're in Dogpatch somewhere, but it's a great neighborhood. Every time I go down to Longbridge and I walk around, I'm like, damn, I want to hit that bar. I want to go check out that restaurant. Like, there's so many cool things starting to pop up. Tony's right. So enjoy yourself and get down there. Now, Tony, you mentioned concerts at Levi's over the summer. We will be doing our first Metallica ticket giveaway towards the end of the show, so stick around for that. We got a little trivia lined up for you, because I want these tickets to go to the real fans. And again, I just want to remind everybody, all the tickets we're going to give away on this show are for the Sunday night show, June 22nd. So your chance to win coming up in just a little bit. T, you look very urgent. What's on your mind?
Two things. I want to give Andrew from Longbridge some love on the chat. He says, beat it with your microwaves. Just flat out beat it with your microwaves when you're eating pizza. Get a pizza stone. At the very least, get a little, baking sheet or whatever, and put the pizza in the oven, reheat. Also, we got to talk to Neil and the Longbridge people about a possible PMP hangout / tailgate before that Sunday Metallica show. So we tried to do it for the Dubs for Game 6. Game 6 never happened, unfortunately.
Actually, it was in place. It was going to happen. We had everything ready to go. If the Warriors could have just won Game 5, we would have had a big party at Longbridge on Game 6. But like Tony said, it never happened. So what's next up, T? What are we going to do?
We're going to try and do a PMP hangout / tailgate at the Metallica show at Levi's, not in the main lot, because I don't think they let you in the main lot, but in the outer lots, it's fine. And then you get a nice stroll into the stadium as you get ready for Metallica to blow your mind. And hold on, we don't need no stinking badges. What's up?
Hey,
Finally.
badges. Hey, my brother.
No. What does it say? I logged from my laptop using my phone as a hotspot. So easy here. Phone no go, coming in and out of the cold. Cold, the gray highlight. Okay.
Hey, badges, brother. Thank you for checking in, man. It's great to have you as a VIP. And Creative Tony, I believe Creative Tony's pulled all the right levers so that next week we can finally start to give you guys some additional content that is specific to the VIP members. So we'll get to that starting next week. Tony, news of the day. You got your Giants down in the nation's capital. You got Roop, there it is. He'll be on the hill later on today. But NBA...
Ooh, look at the echo on that thing, Paulie. Sorry, I had to halt you there because there's something I want to do here on a Friday, and I apologize for being so forceful. But you know what? F it. It's a Friday.
Okay.
And you're right. Okay.
Dude, it's a very pleasant piece of music.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to have Takashi back in the mix. In fact, I regret shows where we don't introduce Takashi. So now you get forceful all you want, dude. Push me around, yell at me, bark orders at me. I generally respond to that kind of abuse. But anyway, are you what?
On the chat, Steve Groschel just asked if you could cover that song at the water bar in your
I'll
game.
give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. I really will. I'll do it like I'll attach it like as an intro to another song. Deutsche, la da di da be da. That's all I know. I don't know the lyrics. But what are you gonna do?
And then you just got a pound of beer. Maybe you have a tricycle too. Maybe just have a little kid's tricycle and a pound of beer before you start playing.
Creative Tony, let me tell you what's going on out here. OKC handling their business in a big way, taking care of Minnesota 118-103. SGA's got himself a big night again with 38 points. He also won the NBA MVP. So brings up a curious thing. First of all, let me get your thoughts on SGA, just a player. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Where does Creative Tony stand with an SGA?
He's an incredible player, but he also does the BS shenanigans that he doesn't need to do. He doesn't need to do that flopping, foul baiting crap. I understand why McDaniels threw him to the floor last night. I would have done the same thing. And and by the way, Minnesota, you can't really complain about flops because later on in Tony's top 3, we're going to show you why you can't complain about flops because Naz Reid was getting into the Thunder's face about flopping and how it's not real basketball. And it's like, whoa, dude, look into the mirror. You got your own teammates pulling that crap against the Warriors. So, and Paulie, SGA, good player, very good player, and just like I feel like he. By the way, did you see him in the Giants hat last night? I did.
Yes, yeah.
That was so random, dude. He's from Canada. I had to look it up. I'm like, okay, I want to see if he has any roots in the Bay Area. He doesn't. Have any.
It's a fashion accessory, man. A lot of times those guys just wear hats as fashion accessories. I don't think.
Odd choice, don't you think? Of all of the I don't know, of all the choices you have for fashion choices for your headwear, a Giants plaid hat, that was the most random thing I've seen in a while, dude.
No, it's an extremely unusual fashion choice, but no, I don't think he's a Giant fan on any level. There's like no connection there. In fact, I'm sure the people in Toronto were like, dude, throw a freaking Blue Jays hat on for us, you know, because he is from Canada.
It's an Argonauts hat for anything, you know. Come on,
Argonauts ball, man. Argonauts ball. How about an Ottawa Rough Riders? Is that what they're called? The Rough Riders? Rough Riders ball, Tony. 808 KBR. Give us a call. Rough Riders ball.
But dude, you're making me think of the song by the English Beat, Rough Rider, dude. Which, oh man, I can't go into it. Oh, I love English Beat.
Don't go into it at all because let me tell you what's going to happen today. Our musical assignment, if you missed yesterday's show, we'll get to that a little bit later on. And today we're trying something different. We're going to do unusual selections from all of us, and I hope you guys sent in your contributions to the email. We will be kind of confessing today, confessing to songs that we like or love, but you would never think somebody as cool as Creative Tony would come up with whatever he's going to come up with. I have no idea what direction he's going to go in. He has no idea what direction. I actually have a few different choices, Tony. I've got like a few different albums at my feet here. So depending on where we're going to go. But anyway, that's what it's about today. We're going into the confessional booth and we're confessing to songs that we like or love, but you would never predict that we did that. Now, Tony, back to SGA for a second. Are you aware of the fact that this is the 7th straight year that the MVP award in the NBA has been won by an international player? Isn't that wild?
Wow, interesting. Well, is there an underlying message that the NBA is trying to force down our throats here? That we're trying to like be a world game or a universal game instead of an American game? I don't know. I mean,
that's an interesting comment, but I would say this: if SGA wasn't your MVP, you specifically, give me an American that you would have given the MVP award to, or you thought might have been worthy of it.
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. Brunson, possibly. I mean, because my first thought is Jokic should have won the MVP, but he's not an American. So, I mean, I get that's an international game. I get it, but you know, it's nice to bob and weave between the two. You know, maybe
I almost feel like I kind of feel like it's getting. I agree with you. Yeah, it would be nice to mix it up, but if the Americans don't rise up and challenge these guys, I mean, this is going to continue to happen. By the way, do you know the last U.S. born player to win the MVP award? Do you know who it was and when? I got it in front of me, but do you know?
Can you give me a hint on the team?
I think he was on the Houston Rockets at that time.
Was it what's his name? Harden?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
He was
Okay.
he was the last American to win that award, and that was in 2017. That's the 17-18 season. After
Wow.
that, let me go through these real quick. This is pretty crazy. 2018, Giannis. 2019, Giannis. 2020, Joker. 2021, Joker. 2022, Joel Embiid. 2023, Joker. 2024, SGA. So
Wow.
you got all these international players kind of coming in, and are they playing the game better than the Americans play at this point? I actually think it's a legitimate question. Have they kind of the game away from the Americans? These international players, man, they come over here very fundamentally sound. And it is kind of, I think it's an interesting look for the NBA that we can't get an American-born guy to win this award anymore. And it just kind of shows you where the league is going, T.
Yeah, totally. I think the NBA loves it. I think they're like, yeah, more. And we're going to keep honoring those players and that type of prowess. Why not? But I would like to see an American win, just for the Stars and Stripes. I'd like to see an American win the award soon. Maybe Anthony Edwards down the road. I don't know, or a Jalen Brunson, or a Halliburton. Like, by the way, your thoughts on Well, no, I'll get into
No, I want it. Give me it. I want to talk Halliburton. Let's go. Give it to me.
Well, we never really talked about the whole choke thing that he did after he made that shot, which he thought was a 3-pointer.
Right.
He thought it was a 3 to win the game. Actually,
right.
His foot was on the line. It was a 2 to tie the game. But the whole choke thing, your thoughts on that in game one of the series in New York? Like, I just thought that was way premature, in my opinion. I just want to get your thoughts on that. That's what made me think of him.
100%. I thought it was a punk move. I mean, I kind of like Halliburton, actually. He's a player. I think he's a really kind of under the radar, super talented player. Not under the radar, but you don't hear as much about him as you do guys like Ann Edwards or SGA or this whole, Wemby, guys like that. And by the way, speaking of Wemby, dude, all signs point towards more international players continuing to win this award. I could easily see Wemby winning an MVP award soon. I could easily see Luka. I could see Luka winning an MVP. So anyway, this thing could continue for a while. But I like Halliburton, so I was disappointed. There's a lot of layers to that thing. Now, keep in mind, this is the dude whose father rushed the court and got in Giannis's face. That was the most inexcusable thing. He's lucky Giannis didn't just drop him like a sack of potatoes on the court.
Right.
Giannis could have knocked his ass out.
What's that video, or not that video game, but that game you'd play in arcades where the heads pop up and you bonk the heads back down with a mallet?
Whack-a-mole or whatever? We talking about whack-a-mole?
Whatever that game is called, where you have a mallet and the heads pop up, bong. Head pops up, bong. That's what Giannis could have done with Halliburton's dad, just like his hand being a mallet, and just literally just squashed him with one swoop. Swoop.
I'm saying,
we're getting whack-a-mole. Yes, you were right, Paulie. Whack-a-mole. And by the way, Mark Green, I saw your comment about he's imitating Reggie Miller. Yes, I know that he's imitating Reggie Miller. I just feel like it was very premature in game one. And now I'm rooting for the Knicks we'll get to that later. But the whack-a-mole, Giannis could have easily whack-a-moled Halliburton's dad.
And I would think that he might want to keep it low-key after that whole thing, because that was such an ugly incident. Now there was like another video going around of Halliburton's dad. Did you see this? Of him watching game one in a bar. He was like in a sports bar, running his mouth, shooting his mouth off. So his dad is a problem, dude. You got to keep this guy's dad away from. In fact, I think his dad has been banned from the arena. I don't think he's allowed to come into the arena, and they're petitioning to get his dad back in the building for games 3 and 4 in Indiana. And I think it's like a big thing going on right now behind the scenes. But no, I didn't like it. I mean, Reggie Miller, dude, that's a whole different era. That was a whole different set of circumstances, totally different teams. So I guess Halliburton's wearing the jersey. This great rivalry has been rekindled, because when he did the choke sign, he was running over and looking at Reggie. I thought he was looking at Spike Lee, because when Reggie did that in the 90s, he did that to Spike. He was running over to
Spike. Like when you win the series, or when you go up 3-0, or when you go up 3-1 or something, that's the time to do it. When you win game one, dude, I just thought, like, easy, dude. Easy. Settle down. Like, easy. No. Dude, like, what was the Seinfeld episode when George, like, I said, easy, big fella.
That's George with the whale. I said, easy, big fella. And there I was, face to face with the blowhole. Hey, Pine Needle checking in goes, hey, Halliburton's dad has been banned, and the NBA, the TNT guys, yeah, I saw them talking about this. They're trying to get him reinstated to the games in Indiana. But the guy's trouble, dude. This guy's trouble because he's going to turn the game into a sideshow, into a circus. And I'd rather not have to deal with that element of the whole thing, but we'll see how it shakes out. But in any case, no.
I love how much hoops we're talking. And we're going to talk some more.
I got a concept for you. I got a radical concept for you, Tony. You were saying, hey, if you're going to do the choke thing, wait till game 3 or wait till you got a commanding lead in the series. Here's another idea. How about just don't do it at all? How about just take your game 1 win and get back to the locker room? How's that sound?
Yeah, I'm just going to be a dick here because a lot of people could say that Steph Curry doesn't need to do the night, right? So, like, I'm just saying, I'm trying to present both sides. I'm a fan of the night because he only does it when things are just about locked up.
Oh, right? No, he won't do it. Steph doesn't night anybody. Well, although maybe he did one premature night, but they still, generally speaking, Steph does that when it's in the bag. But how about this? Watch me defend Steph Curry blindly. Listen, Steph Curry doing a night is a very gentle gesture as opposed to a violent display of Halliburton encouraging violence and choking. I mean, we can't have this, Tony. Can't have that.
Timing is everything, Paulie, and Steph knows when to time it correctly. Obviously, Halliburton does not. And, dude, Halliburton, you just fueled an already fiery bunch in the Knicks. Right.
Oh, boy.
So tonight is going to be fiery, emotional. Thibodeau's going to have his comb over and his little Homer Simpson strands all plastered to his head. Dude, the post-game press conference, I saw him again. I'm like, God, it's just I just wanted
it's a hell of a look. No, it's a hell of a look, dude. The fact that he's committed to it, too. He's like, no, I got these 3 strands and I'm hanging on. And, bro, he's like probably gelling them down and shit before the game. Like, yeah.
There's so much effort that goes into that look. And
you know what would be gangster though? You know what would be totally gangster is if he didn't gel him down and he just let him kind of flop around. Like if he didn't mat him down, just let him flop.
I would be a fan of that way more. Just if you had like fiery strands, just kind of
that's what I'm saying. Almost like you watch the light socket standing straight up. Right. By the way, speaking of flopping around, Tony, I want you to show our listeners that montage of the SGA flopping.
So timeout. That's in top 3. So there's one thing I wanted to talk about before we get to top 3. There's one thing I want to talk about, and it's my day yesterday with Jeremy Affelt because Affelt. So yes, I was asked to help Jeremy get his broadcast on the air. Oh, what's up, Nutter? Let me get Nutter up here, dude. The Nutter. Look at, and by the way, that's Sharp Park Golf Course in Pacifica. Dude, the Jim Irsay Spirit is riding with the Pacers now. Halliburton's game 1 last shot proves it. Wow, interesting, Nutter.
You know what? I want to give pay respects to Jim Irsay because I went to the Bill Graham Civic Center a couple of years ago when he had his private collection on display. They basically turned the San Francisco Civic Center into a museum for this event, and it was mind blowing, dude. Like it was, and I really felt thankful that somebody. He doesn't have to display all that stuff. He could have kept it all in a vault somewhere, but he let this thing kind of go around the country. I saw everything from like Jerry Garcia's guitar to John Lennon's typewriter to, dude, they had the original scroll that Jack Kerouac wrote on the road on because he didn't use paper. He didn't like change paper on his typewriter. Dude, he had like a mile-long scroll so he could just keep going. That was on display. So that it was an amazing experience to kind of walk through all that. He had stuff from JFK too. He had like JFK's desk. He had all kinds of amazing stuff. So I wish the Irsay family well. And maybe the Spirit is involved. Shout out Spirit in the night, Bruce Springsteen. I don't know. We'll see if that Spirit has any kind of sway on tonight's game. But Friday night, Madison Square Garden crowd probably heavily liquored up too on after a long happy hour going into a 3-day weekend. It's going to be a madhouse tonight. At Halliburton, they're going to clobber him as soon as he walks on the floor. But it's going to be fun. I like that kind of atmosphere. I like a little bad blood in the playoffs.
Me too. And by the way, we got to welcome our main man from Long Beach Pizza. Neil Donardi is now a member. Why is it not showing? There we go. Neil Donardi is now a member of the PMP VIP. It goes to say he's already a VIP. But Neil, thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Paulie, take it away.
Hey, Neil, thanks, man. I love the picture, too. Where is that? Pacifica? Where's he hanging out right there, T? Make a call. Looks like maybe Monterey, could be Pacifica. It's tough to say.
I'm thinking Half Moon Bay. That's my guess. And I'm headed to Half Moon Bay in like 3 hours, by the way. We got a baseball tournament this whole weekend, Memorial Day baseball tournament. Oh, also, and Neil and I have been talking Little League because his son Nico plays Little League, and my son obviously plays Little League right now. I want to tip the cap. We won our playoff game last night, 2-1, dude. 2-1. A Little League baseball game with a 10, 11, 12-year-olds playing. We won 2-1. It was 1-1. We scored in the first. They scored in the first. Nobody scored again until we scored in the top of the sixth. Very stressful game. Way more stressful than most Little League games are. But I got to tip my cap to the Red Sox, who played a very good game too. We came out on top, so now we play again next week after Memorial Day weekend. So I just want to give a tip of the cap. By the way,
awesome. Little League. Hey, what's the name of your squad?
We're the Giants. And we wear the last year we wore the old City Connects. So nice. We wear the old. Nice. Yeah.
Well, go Little League Giants, man. I hope you guys do well. You got a game today in Half Moon Bay, you said?
No, Half Moon Bay is a separate tournament with our summer team, with our summer like little travel team. So that starts. We're getting ready. We have a game tomorrow, but we're heading over there tonight. It's like a mini vacation because you go to Half Moon Bay, you actually feel like you're on vacation because you're on the ocean. And we have 3 games. One game Saturday, 2 games Sunday, and then we see how.
I remember those days, bro. I remember those days. I was a Little League dad too. By the way, I should know this, but I don't remember. I honestly don't remember the answer. If that game you had last night was tied up at the end, did they go to extras in Little League? I don't remember.
Yes, keep going and shout out Rising Wolf in the comment section. Last year, Rising Wolf was my son Dom's Little League coach, and I was like their 3rd or 4th coach. Nice. And so we had a semifinal game. We were the A's last year. We had a semifinal game that went 9 innings. It started at 7. And it went up to 10 o'clock, and we finally scored. It was 3-2. We won 3-2. Great baseball game again, and tip the cap to the Padres who we beat last year. They played a great game too. But last night's game reminded me of that. I'm like, oh, we could be going extras here. So they'll play extras. They will.
I don't know that. I do remember being involved in a couple of games where they got called by light. Like it just got too dark. The games just kept going on. And it's like, all right, everybody, we can't see the ball. Everybody go home. Have you ever had that happen? Because there weren't any lights at the fields we played at.
Dude, by the way, stinking badges. No runner on second base, for the love of God, never in Little League. So they'll never put a runner. Thank God. That's a funny question, though. And dude, when we played the field we played at last year in the playoffs for this extra inning game had lights, but the team we were playing, shout out Matt Pitstick, Pitty was like, hey, I'm in charge of fields and lights, and the lights are about to go off at 10 o'clock. So if this game is still tied at 10 o'clock, I don't know what we're going to do. And then we ended up scoring like literally 5 minutes before 10 o'clock, and then the game was over.
That's a late night right there. That's a long game, man. Anyway, onward and upward for you guys. Enjoy yourselves. I hope it goes well. All right, so give me your Affelt story. You're all excited about the Affelt thing. What happened with you guys?
Well, first of all, follow Jeremy Affelt. Check him out. He's on YouTube. Built for the Storm Pod. Built for the Storm Pod is the name of his podcast and his show, and he does it from his Free Roam Brewing company in Texas. He does the show from there. So we had to link up and everything and just, do some tests on some stuff and everything. And
time out. Hold on, Tony. Hold on. Let me have to do it the right way to get your attention. I'm only asking because it's a really interesting thing that's been going on with a lot of our beloved Bay Area athletes. Like they retire and then they migrate down to Texas. It's not just Jeremy Affelt. There's a whole bunch of these guys down there. You know who else is a Texan now? Brent Jones. Freaking Jones. Yeah. Great 49er Ted lives in Texas now. So do you know where he is? Like, is he close to Brent? Do you know what town he's in? I don't, Jeremy.
First of all, Patty's asking if you could ask me in Satan's voice, Paulie. Patty, just
I can accommodate that today, Patty, considering all you've done for us. Here we go. What? Ask Tony where. Okay.
Yeah. What is your question, Tony? That's funny today. Tony, where in the hell does Jeremy Affelt live in Texas?
I can't do this today. It's making me laugh too much.
Answer the question. God damn it.
Where is he in Texas? Where is he?
He lives in, I think it's either Barron or Bourne, Texas. B-O-E.
Hold on. Now I got to do more. See, now I'm getting more ideas. Stand by, Tony. Yeah. Now I'm going to go to a Grateful Dead. Let me quote some Grateful Dead lyrics. Minglewood Blues coming up.
T for Texas. Yes, and it's T for Timbuktu.
Okay, Tony, go ahead, buddy. Sorry, go ahead, man.
Maybe give me hell in a bucket later on in Satan's voice. That'd be great.
Whatever you need.
He lives in. I don't know.
Steven with the rose in and out of the garden he goes. Okay, hold on, everybody. Everybody hold on.
Okay, sorry about that. Go ahead. Sorry, Patty. I hope that tickled the itch for you there. Go ahead, T.
I love it. So anytime Lucifer wants to hang out, I'm down.
Okay.
I think it's. I don't know if it's Bourne or Boerne, Texas. Boerne, Texas is.
Never even heard of it.
So, yeah, that's where he is. And Free Roam Brewing is his brewing company. Anyways, we're setting it up, and he was having trouble. He was like, "Oh man, I can't remember my Instagram password. Man, I can't remember my Twitter password. I didn't know I was gonna need all this stuff today."
I know.
Dude, and Jeremy is the coolest cat, man. He was so patient and so cool, and actually pretty proficient on online. Like he knew what he could navigate his way around.
Were you on a split screen like this? Were you like looking at him while you were working with him and stuff?
We had to split screen it. We had to FaceTime. We had to. It was like we had to get Jeremiah.
A variety of connections going on. Yeah,
totally. But then we finally got it going. And dude, here's the interesting thing that he said during the show.
Yeah,
was that he was relieved and rejoicing that he was finally able to be welcomed back to spring training, because I guess under Farham's regime, like they didn't want former players coming back to spring training.
I remember that. It was really weird. It was really weird because all the previous regimes before Farhan stepped in. By the way, Farhan, thanks for nothing, bro. Thanks a lot for nothing. Thanks for contaminating our organization. But he's right about that. I remember that being down there with Murph. Is that like, where is everybody? Where's Will Clark? Where's Barry Bonds? Like, guys used to come hang out, talk to the new players, stuff like that. And Farhan was like, no, I don't want to do that anymore, man. It's just a big distraction about the past. That's my Farhan voice. Anyway, so he told Jeremy he was not allowed to attend when he was in charge.
Yeah, he had Jeremy and a bunch of those former players. And then finally, when Buster took over, Buster's like, all of you, if you're available, get your asses back down here. And Jeremy said the vibe is so different now with Buster in charge that it's just it's a hang, more of like a stressful.
It should be.
Yeah. Yeah,
dude,
it's more of a
baseball, but playing baseball shouldn't be like taking a class in physics. You're playing baseball, dude. I totally agree with Buster and Jeremy Affeldt on this. And by the way, the proof is in the pudding. Look what Buster's done. This team is 2 games out of first place, man, and we're about to get into June. I mean, it is all going really well. Tony, hold your Jeremy Affeldt thought for 1 second, because Joey C's stepping in right here. Sorry, I heard JFK Allsworth with a Patsy. Okay, hey, whatever you want to talk about, Joey C. It's all good, and thank you for the contribution. Where's he going with this, T? I don't understand.
I don't know either, but I love he keeps changing his profile pic, and I'm down with it because now I think it's him, and I can't see the picture too closely. Is that?
It's definitely a pizza. It's a pizza decorated with some goodies there. And I got to tell you, Joey C., if you are able to attend the Metallica tailgate, we're going to try to get together. Please do come by. I'd love to try one of your pizzas. I bet you Neil would too. Neil Denardi might want to sample one of your pizzas too, just to do a little compare and contrast.
And Joey C., you can also buy some of Neil's sourdough for the pizza if you want to. If you want to buy the dough, the sourdough dough, you can buy that at Longbridge Pizza. By the way, check out Joey C. wearing like a muscle shirt.
Now let him. Yeah, let Joey C. can do whatever he wants, dude. He's running shit up here. Here's another one. Here comes Aaron Cass. Give him some love too. Sorry, I'm late to class. Listen to Black Sabbath, dude. I'm rocking my Sabbath today myself. You do feel tardy, but all is forgiven, bro. All is forgiven. No one keeps tabs here. Everybody's welcome. And thank you, Aaron Cass.
Unforgiven.
Tony, go back to your Affeldt thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry. But I was basically what Affeldt was saying was like, it's much more relaxed and free flowing with Buster in charge, and it's not. Yes, they still use analytics, data and analytics, but it's not the end all be all with Buster in charge. It's not, because with Farhan in charge, it was this is it. I don't care what the eye test says. I don't care what's happening in front of me. We're going with what the data says to do. Meanwhile, Buster's like, yeah, well, let's check out the data. We'll also see, this guy's thrown 70 pitches in 6 innings. We're going to keep him on the mound.
Thank you. Yes. I mean, sometimes I felt like that was the problem with that whole analytics driven kind of approach to baseball, is that you're right with Kapler and Farhan doing their thing. I always felt like sometimes they're just not watching the game that's happening right in front of them. Just watch the game. That can give you all the answers you need sometimes. And I agree with Buster. I think there is a happy kind of compromise there where you do, you can definitely take some information from analytics. I think all sports do now. Basketball, hockey, football, everybody's using analytics to some degree. But when it takes over, and you stop trusting your eyes and you stop watching the game, that's where I got to tune out, man. It becomes like too sterile, too antiseptic, and it becomes more of like a lab experiment than just a baseball game. So I'm glad we're playing ball again and we're not doing equations. I really am.
And dude, you're taking it from a guy who is one of the best players in the history of the game, and arguably, in my opinion, top 3 best catchers in the game ever. Right? Like I saw this 2025 like half century team or quarter century team or whatever, and it had Yadier Molina behind the dish, and I'm like, no, I don't think so. I think Buster should be behind the dish right there. Hold on, what is this, dude?
I see Neil Bernardi. What's he doing? South City Bocce League. Okay, dude, I love bocce, Neil. I'd love to play some bocce with you, man. I'm a big bocce fan. Beer in one hand, bocce ball in the other. Let's have some fun.
Dare we get a PMP bocce team? I mean, dude,
can we join the league, Neil? That's all I'm saying. Can the PMP Marauders, can we call ourselves the Marauders? First word that came out of my mouth. Or the PMP Rampage, something like that. I'd love to have a presence in a South City bocce league. I don't know if they take us, though, Tony, because we're now South City guys. And I know they're very protective of their own down there.
It's definitely, and you don't go in calling yourself the South San Francisco Bocce League either. It's the South City Bocce League. So I'm down, dude. If we can get a team together, or maybe we have like a rotating roster, right? Because
what if I just submit before I even come down? I just submit and I say, look, you guys are the big dogs. I'm just a little French poodle out here on the perimeter. That's what I want to call my bocce team, like the San Rafael Sissies or something like that. You know what I mean? Just to totally submit to the ruggedness of South City. But Neil, you're the freaking man, bro. Enjoy your bocce. I hope you have a great weekend too, man. I know how hard Neil works. He puts in some hours. So Neil, you enjoy, dude. Play some bocce, have a nice beer, and if I may, go ahead and flip one of your pies too and enjoy that too, because I love your pizza, Holmes. Anyway, any other factoids on AFL? We keep getting interrupted. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good, and we can do this too. We can do that all day. But Paulie, I just wanted to say that AFL also had a funny line. He said, it's almost like Farhan was working for the Dodgers the whole time, even while he was with the Giants, because I
thought the same thing. He was I almost dropped an F-bomb. He was an effing undercover agent, man.
Right.
Contaminating the Giants for it. By the way, Rags, great call. The San Rafael Satans. Okay. The San Rafael Satans or the San Francisco Lucifer. I love it, Rags. Very good, bro. SRS coming to play some bocce. No, I'm so glad Jeremy is part of the network, man. He's a super cool guy, and I really do encourage. I'm not just saying this for kicks. Go look up Jeremy Affeld's postseason numbers. They're
outrageous.
They're Hall of Fame level. I mean, they're insane. So big game pitcher, super cool guy. Really glad to have him on the Bay Area Sports Collective. And Amy G, welcome aboard. All these guys. Rod Brooks, we go so far back with Brooksy. I was texting Brooksy last night, by the way. We're talking some Van Halen. We were getting into a thing about Alex Van Halen. And I was like, yeah, man. I go, and I believe this too, because Brooksy loves Van Halen. Loves.
Yeah,
so
he does.
He sent me this interview of Wolfgang Van Halen. That's Eddie's kid, who is also like a virtuoso musician, runs in the family, obviously. But in this interview, the kid is talking about his uncle Alex. And I was like, dude, you know what, Brooksy? I really believe this. I think Alex Van Halen is one of the more underrated kind of rock drummers. Like, he never really got his due because Eddie Van Halen's in the band. I mean, you can't take your eyes off Eddie. But Alex, to me, was always kind of like John Bonham, but with double bass drum. You know what I mean? That style, really heavy hitter and great drum sound and everything. But the Bay Area Sports Collective now really starting to take shape with the addition of Brooks and Amy G and Jeremy Affeld. So please do check out those shows, support the network. It helps all of us kind of move ahead. Tony, have we gone far enough to your liking for a top 3?
Yes, but stand by. You can't mention Alex Van Halen without me sharing some love, some visual love of Alex Van Halen, dude. Because look at this page. Let me just get to this. There it is, right there, buddy. That's what I want to say.
I told you, man. The flaming gong. Yeah, bring it back.
freaking gong. Look at this guy. Oh, so I'm a huge dude.
4 bass drums, 4 of them, just to make sure.
Yes, dude. Oh, so good, so good. So I just wanted to present that to the show because you mentioned Ox Van Halen. We got to give some visual aids. Last thing is funny because at the end of Affel's show, he couldn't figure out how to end the show, like end the stream. You know, like say goodbye and end it. And I stayed on for the whole show just in case anything went haywire. And at the end, I'm like, he can't figure out how to get on. So I had to pop on his show and be like, yo, Jeremy, here, let me help you out, dude. Close this screen and open this screen and you'll be fine. And then I also gave him compliments because I'm like, hey, dude, I listened to your show. There's things that you were talking about that I'm going to take to my Little League team right away because we have a playoff game tonight. And I'm taking these, dude. So I just wanted to say the final thing he told me in the show that I want to pass on to everybody else. It's like he was talking about it in just players. He wants players to do this. Right. See it, feel it, trust it. And I'm like, dude, I'm writing that down and I'm telling my kids that every single time they take the field. See it, feel it, trust it. I was like, that is just fantastic.
Well, shout out to Pete Townsend and the Who, the rock epic opera, Tommy, See Me, Feel Me, Touch Me. Tony, go ahead. You know what I mean?
That's fantastic, dude. Yes, that is fantastic. I love that. So I just I was thrilled.
Stevie B and I were in lockstep on that, bro. Yeah, you're not going to be seeing and feeling and touching without Pete Townsend and the Who stepping in right there. Stevie B knows what I'm talking about. Go ahead, T. Go.
Well, what about Journey with loving, touching, holding, squeezing? You know,
I'll do it all day. Na 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 na. Patty knows what we're talking about. Shout out Steve Perry and Journey for freaking life, dude. For life. Let's see.
Tony's top 3. What happened?
I saw an amazing text from Pine Needle. He goes, hey, Paulie, I saw Led Zeppelin's last concert before John Bonham died in Germany with my dad. Bro, that's amazing, dude. For real. Pine Needle, did you grow up over there? Or were you just visiting or something? That's amazing. Because, they did like a tour in 1980 when In Through the Outdoor came out, and then they were supposed to come to the States and do a big U.S. tour, and then Bonham passed away, so it never happened. But that's incredible. Good for you, Pine Needle. Consider yourselves incredibly lucky. I stepped on the top 3. Tony, you owe me 2.
Tony's top.
Thank you.
3. Tony's top 3.
Oh, feeding ducks on a Friday never sounds so good. Hey, Escobar, bro, not bad. You too. Hold me, thrill me, kiss me, kill me. Damn, Escobar.
Yeah.
By the way, U2 was in the news yesterday. They won some kind of award, some Good Samaritan thing over in Europe somewhere. Bono calling out for world peace, as he usually does.
Is it Escobar the one that sent us the picture of him like lifting weights and he's just a Hulk of a man? Is that
Escobar's a big dude. I saw a picture of Escobar. He's wearing a tank top, bro. The freaking traps are popping. He's got the biceps. Yeah, he's a big. You know what, Escobar? You know what we got to do? We got to hire Escobar the Third and Rags as like the security of the first world for the entire PMP community. Rags used to do security when one of my bands, I had a band in college that used to play the local circuits in Jersey, and Rags did security. It was so funny. Like sometimes people would come too close to the stage. Rags wasn't taking any chances. He would just grab dude and throw him back in the crowd. I saw him do it several times. So Escobar the Third, you coordinate with Rags. You're our new security task force. Welcome aboard. You're hired.
Dude, what do you? Paulie, you stole the thought right out of my head. I was like, we got to get that guy on the security task force like that.
Yeah, we got to put that muscle to good use, man. We got to put some of that Escobar muscle to good use.
Hey, before we get to the musical assignment, the musical ass, and before we give present our Metallica contest, I wanted to go through a top 3 with you because we were talking hoops earlier, and we were also talking some Giants with Affeld. But I want to go back to hoops. Okay.
Yeah.
So number 1 of the top 3, and I'm thoroughly enjoying Oklahoma City and up 2-0, and I'm thoroughly enjoying watching Father Finch just very frazzled.
Good luck. Good call from Creative Tony, by the way. A couple days ago, Creative Tony called for the OKC Thunder in 5. I thought, and that was a great call, dude. You know what, dude? I'm telling you this about Creative Tony. He's kind of understated with his calls. He doesn't jump up and down and make a lot of noise. Hey, look at me. But the guy makes good calls. He's been doing it consistently if you pay attention. So Creative Tony, you called for OKC in 5. I didn't like that call, to be honest. I thought Minnesota was going to show us a lot more, and they're just getting rolled, bro. Yep. OKC is kicking their balls.
Dude, so you can tell that they're frustrated, man. They are a frustrated bunch right now because I think they thought that they'd at least split, if not win 2. I really do, because they left that Warriors series very confident, man, and they forget
overly confident, too confident. And again, like that's the thing, you beat a team without the greatest shooter in the history of the game. Don't get too excited, kids. You got a big matchup coming. And by the way, I don't know how the Golden State Warriors would have done against OKC either. To be totally honest with you, that would have been a tough matchup.
It would have been a tough matchup, but man, I would have loved to have seen it, dude. I really would, because it's just like, a heavyweight bout. I would love to have seen it. Yeah.
Sorry, Tony. One more thing before you dive into this, because we were kind of negligent. It's been a kind of a crazy week around here. We had the event in San Jose. We've been running around a lot this week, but I forgot. I put this in bookmarks. We haven't really had time to get to bookmarks too much this week, but in bookmarks, I'm just throwing it out there. Giannis has been seen in San Francisco. There's a lot of footage of him like at a hotel downtown. I don't know what's going on. I think he's attending some event or something like that. But in the meantime, you don't think Jumpin' Joe Lacob's going to wine and dine his ass? Because if you were to add Giannis to this Warrior team, sky's the limit. I'm telling you right now, sky's the limit. Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Giannis, hello. That works for me, man. So we'll see what happens. But I think that the Warriors know they do need to add another piece. They do. I think so anyway.
Yeah, they do. They definitely do. But I think they're going to have to get rid of a piece to add a piece. So we'll see what happens. I mean,
see you later, Kuminga. Oh, what? I'm the bad guy now?
No, you're not. But what if you had to say goodbye to Butler to get Giannis? I would do that in a heartbeat. I really would.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think that Butler deal is done. I think there's some other big names, though, could wind up hitting the bricks. Big package of guys, maybe some draft picks. Kuminga would definitely be part of that. I think Kuminga's probably played his last game in Golden State. That's just me. That's just me. I could be wrong.
Kerr is stuck to his guns about him. And, dude, who are we to doubt Steve Kerr? I won't.
I don't do that personally. I know a lot of other people. It's become like a very popular sport online to bash Steve Kerr. I am never going to be one of those guys. I think I couldn't ask for a better head coach, in my opinion. Does everything he does, do all his choices work? No, but no coach is like that. I mean, there's always going to be some ups and downs, but Steve Kerr is the perfect guy for this group of guys. You go ask Steph Curry. Go ask Steph Curry if he wants another head coach. I know what his answer is going to be. Hell no. So, dude,
all I know is if you go back and check out Tom Tolbert with Steve Kerr in Tom's backyard, it's on the Bay Area Sports Collective YouTube channel at Bay Area Sports Collective. But Steve Kerr basically says multiple times, "Oh, there were nights where would be like, oh, I messed that rotation up tonight, or I screwed that up tonight." And he said that he was one game in the early on in the season. He couldn't sleep, and his wife woke up and was like, "What's the deal?" And Steve goes, "Oh, I this one rotation, or I just messed up huge tonight." And she goes, "Steve, it's November, right?" And so it was like, just chill out. But he's the first to admit that he's not going to make every great call. He's not going to make all the right moves. But with if I had to pick any coach in Warrior history, who else would you rather have than Steve Kerr?
I'm all set. I'm good. I'm good with Steve Kerr, Tony. But anyway, sorry, I stepped on your top three, man. Finish introducing your piece here. Go ahead.
Number one is Minnesota done. That's it. Because I love that they're down 2-0 and that they're already freaking out. And are they done?
I think they are done, and I just based on what I'm seeing, because this is not, I think the score last night doesn't really indicate how much of control OKC had in that game. I mean, they won by 15 points. It felt like a 30-point win to me. 118-103 was your final. Anthony Edwards did score. I think he had 32 points last night. But to answer your question, yes, I think the T-Wolves are done. I think this is an immature team with an immature leader in Anthony Edwards. I think he still has to grow up a little bit and realize, it's not – you're still laughing during press. Bro, you're down 0-2 in the Western Conference fight. It ain't that funny. So I think he needs to grow up a little bit, and I think he will. And I think he is going to be probably an MVP winner in a couple of years, maybe even next year. But I think maybe the T-Wolves can get game 3 just with their home crowd behind them. But after that, I think OKC puts their foot down. I think your Thunder and 5 call is looking really, really good. So, yes, I think the T-Wolves are done. Yep.
Hey, the same way Halliburton shouldn't be doing the choke after game 1, Anthony Edwards shouldn't be doing victory laps outside of Staples Center after beating the Lakers in round 1.
That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. He was dropping F-bombs during the press conference after game 1. They fined him again. Like, there's just a lot of stuff he needs to tighten up, in my opinion. Maybe you guys like the way he's rolling. I just think he could kind of improve his, just his presentation a little bit. That's just me. And I love the talent. I like the kid, too. He's a good kid. I just want him to grow up a little bit. Anyway, yes, they're toast. They're toast.
Yeah, I think so too. So moving on, buddy. Moving on to number 2, to Tony's top 3, number 2.
Shout out Bad Company, moving on, by the way. But go ahead. Yes.
Nice, dude. Nice. I like
Good vocal by Paul Rogers. Go ahead, Tony.
It is. It absolutely is. I'm going to share the screen for this one, Paulie, because this is another visual aid for you. Okay, can you see that right there?
Yes.
I got that is your guy.
Yeah. Go ahead. Break this down. Yeah.
That is your guy, Halliburton. And then it's Halliburton below, and you can see, let me scroll so everybody can see that, Halliburton wearing a Brock Purdy jersey. I can't do that. Anyways, he's wearing a Brock Purdy jersey. So my question to you, Paulie, does that change your opinion of the Knicks? Because supposedly Purdy and Halliburton are tight. Like they text each other all the time. Very good buddies, being former classmates. And so at Iowa State, does that change your view of this series, knowing that our guy Brock, I want a Brock, that everything's Brock solid? Does that change your view of the series with the Pacers and the Knicks? Or are you still all Knicks, all Garden, all New York?
Dude, like the kid said next to Ice Cube in the first Friday when they were sitting on the front porch, man, hell no. What's that guy's name again? I can't think of his name, the comedian right now. Help me out. Not Ice, but the other guy.
Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker.
Like Chris Tucker did. Hell no. No, dude, hell no. I'm not going to. No, F no, bro. I could drop an F no if you'd prefer that to be more authentic to my personality. But I'm.
You know what? Sorry. I got to do it to myself, Paulie. I got it to myself.
I don't know what you're doing. What's the matter?
Since you brought up Chris Tucker, I'm derailing for a second, but I'll reel it back in. I promise to reel it back in.
I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. It's all good. Yeah.
We used to play this on Fridays all the time, but we got to bring it back to Fridays when Chris Tucker, the soundbite, because it's Friday. I'm going to get you weed.
I know this, but it's Friday, and I'm going to get you high today. Yeah, dude. Those are the good old days. Yeah. Me, you, and Brooksy. I know you don't smoke weed, okay? I know this. Yeah, dude. We were way out ahead of the pack, dude, as far as our liberal use of a variety of marijuana themed drops. We were doing that shit back in the 90s, and that was one of our staples. Yeah, Friday was like one of our go-tos. Yeah.
Herb is a plant. Herbs are good for everything.
That's right, Bob Marley.
It really is, right? When you really think about it, it really is. It is medicine. Anyways,
I'm an advocate. I don't know, as you all know, I'm an advocate. I support it. Yes, indeed.
Dude, Stephen Groschel, you ain't got no job and you ain't got shit to do.
No, exactly. Because it's Friday, you ain't got no job and you ain't got shit to do. Yeah. Come on, man. And by the way, shout out to Ice Cube when he finally does start smoking it. And then he goes into the kitchen, he opens up the cabinet, dude, and Big Worm's head is sitting there with the curlers. Bro, curlers. He's got his curlers on inside the cabinet. Anyway, yeah. Curlers.
The first Friday movie is so good. It's worth a rewatch, everybody. Go watch it again. It is, if you haven't, and first of all, if you haven't seen it, shame on you. But see it again or see it for the first time. It's great. So, Paulie, back to the Halliburton.
Debo comes from. That's how Debo Samuel got his name, from the character in that movie. Give me your bike, Craig. Just walks up to Craig. Give me your bike. Yeah, it's mine now. Just takes his bike, walks away. All right. Anyway, Tony, finish your top 3. Let's get on to number 2. For the love of God.
It doesn't change anything. You're not going to root for
it. Dude, hell no. Go Knicks, bro. It's all Knicks all the time. I want the Knicks to beat the Pacers. I've said it before. Okay. I stand by it.
2B. Would you root for Halliburton and the Pacers if they beat the Knicks?
Yes, I would actually. I would. Yeah. I like Like I said, I like Halliburton. I thought it was a really cool look for him. Like if you go back to, and I've referenced this a few times actually, but if you go back to the Summer Olympics last year in Paris, Halliburton did not get on the floor very much, but he was such a supportive and awesome teammate on the bench, dude. Like the day Steph went off and just was burying threes. Watch Halliburton on the sideline, dude. He was having a ball. He was like a little kid jumping up and down. And meanwhile, the other side of that coin is a guy like Jason Tatum who couldn't comprehend that Steve Kerr didn't want to put him in the rotation against particular teams. Now, that became like a huge story. Oh, Steve Kerr disrespected Tatum. Oh my God. Well, you know what? He didn't like the lineup. He didn't like the matchup, rather. And you didn't hear Halliburton complaining. You saw him just happy to be there. So that went a long way for me. I'm like, this guy, that's the greatest kind of attitude to have on the bench you could possibly have. Just be a supportive teammate. You're still getting a gold medal, and his time will come. He'll get his minutes in the next Olympics. But yes, I would root for the Thunder because I actually do like that guy. I just didn't like the whole choke thing. I thought that was kind of Bush.
I agree. And also, there's footage of him saying that he knew that the Warriors weren't going to pick him when in the draft, but his dream would have been to be drafted by the Warriors, which is really cool. So okay. I also like that kid Nemhard from Gonzaga, another WCC product.
I do too. Yeah, I like him too. Yeah,
I'd love it if it's anyways, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And number three, Paulie, the SGA flopping stuff, foul baiting is becoming an issue in this series. It's been an issue basically for SGA anytime SGA is on the floor. Basically, it's a big
part of his game. I hate to say it, but it's actually a big part of his game is hunting for fouls, throwing his head back, falling to the floor. I hate that shit. I'm so sick of watching guys just fling themselves to the floor looking for a call. Bro, just compete. Just play basketball, man. Here we go.
Watch this. Here we go. One right there. There's a head roll. Whoa. Here we go. Let's go. Oh, here we go. Okay. And then there's more. Here we go. Let me throw the head back. It's just, see, Lenny, look at this. He's just a flopping machine. And he's a flopping machine. So, Paulie, I have to ask you, who is, in your opinion, the worst flopper out there? Is it has SGA
or all time? Like, what are we talking? All time or right now?
I guess all time. I wasn't even thinking all time or present day. I was just thinking, all time. Because
all right, I'll give you my top three. And it's disgraceful. I hate the conversation we're having, but I'm going to put LeBron James right up there. Go, and if you don't believe me, he's doing it less now. I will give you that. LeBron is, although we did the peekaboo thing not that long ago with LeBron, he just can't help himself. But for LeBron James with the physique of like somebody like Patrick Willis, it is such a bad look to see an NFL linebacker-sized human being out there falling on the floor looking for fouls. And LeBron James is there. You go. Thank you, Dom. That's Dom Peralta's LeBron Barbie doing the peekaboo. It's just a horrible look. And I would put James Harden up there as one of the biggest floppers of all time too. He spent half his career picking himself up off the floor after faking a foul. And I would throw SGA up there right now. I think he's the leader of the pack. And it's just an objectionable brand of ball in my opinion. And all three of those guys are going to be Hall of Famers. You don't need to do that shit. Just beat the competition based on the merit of your skills, because all three of those guys are Hall of Fame talents. And I hate that they contaminate their game with that kind of shit. You never really see Kevin Durant do that. You never really see Klay Thompson do that. You don't see Steph Curry really doing that very often, very rarely. And I just wish they would. I think they should try to enforce some kind of penalty for that. Like if you flop twice in a game, bro, that's a foul, something like that. Because it's just it slows the game down, it mucks it up, and it's just a bad look, in my opinion.
Dude, I totally agree with you, P. And also, Naz Reid was complaining to OKC, saying stop flopping, saying that you're ruining the game.
He goes, let's play some hoop. Yeah.
Hey, I got a visual aid to remind Reid and all the T-Wolves and Father Finch about flopping. Maybe check out their own teammate. Check out their own teammate, Julius Randle.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's not.
And again, that's a case where Julius Randle is a much bigger dude than Buddy Hield, and it's just a bad look. Come on, man. It's just awful. It's just awful. So, T-Wolves, you can't really complain about the flopping because your guys are doing it too. Paulie, I agree with you. I got to put LeBron at the top because you want to talk about the main difference between Michael Jordan and LeBron James is Michael Jordan never flopped. No, it's a bad look. You would be embarrassed to do something like that. Michael Jordan wanted to beat your ass just by playing basketball. What a concept. Wow, what a concept.
Yeah.
Without all the theatrics and stuff. But this generation of play, you know what the problem is now too, is that this generation of players is doing that, and it's happening like in CYO ball now too. Kids are coming up playing that kind of basketball. Kids are flopping now, which sucks. So it's just bad. It's bad for the sport.
Oh, dude, Paulie, you actually mentioned that, and I'm gonna show that real quick because you mentioned that, and we both put this in bookmarks.
Yeah.
And it's got to be just to show people what we're talking about. Here is a kid. I'm gonna get the volume down on this, but
Yeah,
here
this is probably like CYO ball. Look at how little these kids are. Yeah.
look at this. Yeah, this is I don't know, 5th grade, probably 5th grade. It looks like about 4th grade, like my son's grade. Look at this.
Right.
Watch this. I mean, what are we doing?
No,
And
see,
the ref falls for it too. The ref falls for it too.
and that's because that's what this kid sees the players doing on TV. He thinks that's how you play. Dude, it's embarrassing, bro. If I was that kid's coach, I'd be like, you know what, dude? You're not playing for the rest of the game. Sit down. Right. I don't care that they got the call. It's bullshit. It really is. And I hate the kids are growing up now thinking that that's the way to play the game. Really a bummer. Really a bummer.
Dude, the fact that that isn't squashed by the coach is a problem. That should be squashed by the youth coach. But we can get into that in another day, Paulie, because that's the top three. The top three that brings an end to the top three.
Okay. Yeah.
It brings us to our musical assignment, Paulie, is what it does. And
Here's my question. Here's my question, Creative Tony. Do you want to do Metallica first or musical assignment first? I'm good either way. You can call it.
I think let's do musical assignment first. I think we should do that. And Paulie, if you could stand by, I'd like to do musical assignment first.
Yeah.
Peep this, particle heads. PMP's weekly musical assignment begins now, right now.
All right, Kaler. Attaboy. Thank you. That's Shannon Kaler, everybody. Stone Foxes. Do check them out when they're in town. They're a great band. All right, Tony, the assignment is we go into the Al Davis confessional booth. We have to mess up, bro. It's time to, and that means all of you guys, all of you. Don't be pointing a finger at me. Don't point an accusatory finger at me and go like, ha, 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 ha. Look what Paulie Mack likes. We're all confessing today. Tony, so if you have listener submissions, I'll let you get to that first. But if you don't, I'll start the party. It's up to you.
Oh, dude, I got listener submissions for sure. I'm going to start off with our very own Patty from Napa. She talked about Ambrosia yesterday, and she followed it up, and she stayed. She stuck to Ambrosia. She wants Ambrosia, Biggest Part of My Life by Ambrosia. So that's
Respect.
Patty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Napa's choice. We've got Noemi. She says Eddie Murphy's Party All the Time. And I mean, like, Noemi, I got to be honest, like, I think I might throw that on just to jam and have a party like that.
Well,
and by the way,
but to each his own. That's the thing, though. To each his own. It's like what is embarrassing to Naomi might be something that Creative Tony celebrates out in the open. But we're gonna do these are all personal confessions. So I got you, Naomi. I hear you. I got you on Rick James and Eddie Murphy. Keep it coming.
Totally. And also, Sturgill Simpson covered that when he played at the Greek Theater recently. So
that's insane. Did he really?
Yes, dude. Yes. Okay. Our very own Sanchi, he says, hopefully this won't get me kicked out of the PMP Army, but he says It's Too Late by Aldo Nova. He says Goody Two Shoes by Adam Ant. And he says Key Largo, parentheses, We Had It All by Robbie Dupree. Those are his three from.
All right, so far, I got to tell you, though, I'm going to defend Aldo Nova, defend him for life. Number two is what was the second track?
It was the Adam Ant song. Let me put, hold on. Goody Two Shoes by Adam Ant.
Dude, let me just tell you something real quick. That I back Goody Two Shoes. Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? That video, the librarian in that video. Oh my God! As a teenage boy, bro, I'm just gonna leave it right there. But that lady, oh my God, she like skyrocketed my my adulthood. If you know what I mean, I'll never forget it. Yeah.
John Joseph in the comment line says Aldo Nova is fire.
Oh, see, John Joseph, I'm with you, dude. Life is just a fantasy. Monkey on my back. I'll defend Aldo Nova. Me and you, JJ. Me and you on Aldo. I got you. Rags too. Rags a big Aldo Nova guy. I know that for a fact.
Dude, a couple in the comment line. I'm just going to deviate from the emails real quick. A couple from the comment line. We've got Scott Saunders, Weekend in New England by Barry Manilow. We've got Joey Cicchini, Rainy Days and Mondays, The Carpenters. I could see this is good. Oh, Little J. I don't think I've seen you before, but Little J, he's going My Way by Limp Bizkit, dude. That is fantastic.
That's a rough one. That's rough. Yeah, that's a rough one. Keep it coming. Anything else, Steve? What about Tom Peralta? He said he had something to send in. I don't know what it was.
Dude, but also Los D, our main man, Carlos De La Fuente, did Copacabana by Barry Manilow.
Her name was Lola. She was a showgirl. Good call, Los D. That's a good way to mess up on some Manilow.
Mark Graves checked in and he says Death Cab for Cutie, London Grammar, and Sade. He just gave us guilty pleasure bands. Death Cab for Cutie, London Grammar, and Sade.
Okay. Okay.
I'll do Sade all day. Sade all day.
Nice.
Let's see. Doug from Japan. Doug in Japan. He says his first album was his kid sister bought on her own was Heart in 1985, the self-titled Heart in 1985, and he would sneak listens when she was not around. And he goes, "Look, if looks could kill," was the song.
You'd be lying on the floor, bam, bam, bam. If looks could kill, yeah, dude, that's pretty bad. I love it though. Good call, good choice. Yes,
we got Ray. We got Noemi's better half, Ray, who says Dan Hartman, "I Can Dream About You." You know that track.
I can dream about you. That's a good one, man. Good one. Yes.
Also, believe it or not, the theme from the song is called "Believe It or Not," which is the theme from Greatest American Hero.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Good choice.
Scarlet Fire originally said "Umbop" by Hanson, but then she emailed in upon further reflection. She says, "I know he is canceled, but I still listen to R. Kelly's 'I Believe I Can Fly.'" So she has to give that.
Okay. Hey, listen, we've all got those little dirty secrets in our record collection. By the way, I think Neil Donardi is doubling down as a super today. He's on fire. Neil Donardi's all wound up today. He's up top there, T. Can you get him on the screen real quick?
Yeah,
maybe I
can
get him. You got him. Okay. South City Bocce League Wednesday night and Friday morning. He's coming back with the bocce again. Are they ready for the San Rafael Satanists? That's my only question. You know,
I don't know.
We all wear 666 on our shirts. I don't know. We scare the competition. I don't know.
Because the Meat Locker T-shirt for Longbridge Pizza has Lucifer on the T-shirt. Maybe it's the Longbridge Lucifers. I don't know. Just something to think about.
Lucifer. All right. Well, Neil, thank you again. Thank you. Let me consider this over the weekend. See if I can assemble a roster because that would be a lot of fun. Let's keep it coming. To you got any more?
Yeah, a couple more. I got from Richard De Leon. I've got the Squirrel Nut Zippers in the song "Hell," and then he says the Presidents of the United States in the song "Peaches." The song "Peaches."
That's tough.
And he goes, also, if we're going with the literal theme, there's Usher's Confessions Part 1 and Part 2. So if you want a song actually called Confessions, then we got Chuck Aquisto. He says Glass Tiger, Don't Forget About Me, with Canada's Bruce Springsteen, Bryan Adams rocking at the end. Glass Tiger, dude. Glass Tiger's a great call, man.
I got to make a call about P1 Chuck. That's P1 Chuck, one of our great listeners, great friend too. He actually sent me some stuff yesterday. I forgot to give this to you, Tony. He was an extra on Righteous Gemstones, and he sent pictures. What? Yes, he's got. Yeah. He sent pictures of McBride on the beach with. So we'll show these next week. Yeah, I'll send them over to you. Put them in bookmarks. Yeah. P1 Chuck rules, man. He's one of my favorite guys out there. So P1 Chuck, we're going to get to it, and thank you for your confessional song. Are you ready to take on the challenge?
Hold on, just a couple more. Stevie B, Steve Bisecchio says the Cardigans, the song "Love Fool" by the Cardigans, and he says, the Cardigans, Love Fool, and then also Dom, our guy, our art director, our main man, Dom Peralta says, "Shame" by Alice in Chains, and then he says Soundgarden, "The Day I Tried to Live," and he says Grateful Dead, "So Many Roads." Okay, so that's, and then he's heading to Bottle Rock today. Look for him. God,
nice, dude. I'll have a great time, Dom. Enjoy your. I think he's going to see Patty up there. I think. Anyway, you guys have a great time, man. Enjoy Bottle Rock. I'm not going to be in attendance, but I will see you at Skoma's on Tuesday, Big D. So we'll do that instead.
And lastly, your main man Rags. He has to come. He comes strong with his guilty pleasure of Lisa and the Cult Jam, the song "All Cried Out" by Lisa.
You know what? Respect, Rags. Respect. That's a good one. Who is ready to go? Are you go? I'm going to go first today. I think I'm going to go first.
Go ahead.
All right. So
I love it.
Let me reach down. I actually have 3 choices today. We're making decisions as we. All right, I'm going with this one. This is. I don't care. I'm coming strong with this. I don't know how many people out there would think I would like have this record, support this record, but I'm a fan. I'm telling you right now. Ready? I don't know if you're ready for what I'm coming with. Little B-52s for your head. All right. Yeah. Little B-52s now for everyone's head, and the track. And I will stand by this till the day I die, bro. Rock Lobster. You tell me the last time you went start to finish on Rock Lobster. Couple things you need to consider. First of all, Fred Schneider, okay, as a lead singer. What a great rock star name. You got Robert Plant, Steven Tyler, Mick Jagger, Fred Schneider. And then Schneider's coming strong with lyrics in Rock Lobster where he's saying shit like he's going, boys in bikinis, girls with surfboards. And then, dude, when he yells, let's rock, when he drops, let's rock. I mean, that's as great a moment in rock history as anything you can point to. So, Tony, my first, and maybe my only, but my big confessional today is going to be B-52's Rock Lobster.
Okay,
which
pause.
Yeah.
First of all, I think I'm going to add "Let's Rock" to the soundboard. Number one. Number two.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be good? Yeah. And then Pine Needle, he's asked to check out of the show, so I want to get this on the screen before he checks out. He's on his way. He's arriving in Reno, and I say, good luck if you're hitting the tables. Good luck, Pine Needle, and enjoy the weekend up there. He says Poison Arrow by ABC is his guilty pleasure. Thank you, Pine Needle, for the super.
Phenomenal. Shoot that poison arrow through my heart. Yeah. Shoot that poison arrow. Great one. Pine Needle.
The fact that song ends cold with shoot that poison arrow. Like that's, dude, Bruce Springsteen, you told me this, Paulie, years ago. Bruce Springsteen said it's very hard to write the ending of a song. And if you can write like most songs, like I always feel like it's not a cop out, but like the fade out, it's like I want to hear an ending. And then we had Big Bass was a super. Where's Big Bass? Come on, where'd you go, Big Bass? Oh, where'd you go, dude? Oh, shoot. Anyways, Big Bass was a super, and I can't find him right now. But thank you for the super Big Bass.
Thank you, Big Bass. We love you, brother. Thank you, man. So anyway, I'm going B-52s. I don't think I'm going to double dip. I could double dip. Should I or not? Should I go two?
I'm double dipping. You got to double dip.
All right. Here's another one. Nobody sees this coming either. I doubt it. I've never mentioned these guys in public ever, but I do have the album. I grew up when these guys were putting out a lot of songs, and now I kind of like their shit. I mean, I would never have admitted this back in the day when I was trying to be Joe Tough Guy, Mr. Rocker on the street. But now, like, nobody's looking, bro. I got this on my turntable. Are you ready? Because here I come. Bam! Psychedelic Furs. You're damn right. I'm dropping furs on you too. Love my way. It's a new day. And that whole lick, blip, 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 blip. Like, I'm supporting it. Blip, 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 blip. Winning. This is it. Love my way. So I'm going furs. Love my way, Tony. I'm going 52s and furs. I'm done.
How about that, dude? How about that for like the hair back in the day for the psychedelic furs?
Dude, hair. all day, man. I'm gonna back the furs. Yes.
All right. So my first one is I have the record. So I have two, but I have the record. The first one is, and by the way, this is Kenny Rogers' greatest hits. See that? It's Kenny's greatest hits.
What a great album cover. That's all. The mic is like in his mouth too. That's fantastic. Beautiful.
Look at the mug. Look at the mug on Kenny, by the way.
I see him.
He came out on stage with Fish, by the way, and played with at Bonnaroo. Anyways, the song "Lady" is a song that I've never been too proud to just really, really, really enjoy. But I do love a Kenny Rogers ballad because.
All right, I'm writing it down right now. It's going to be on the playlist in about 10 minutes. Okay, "Lady," gotcha.
You're my knight in shining armor, and I love you. Is basically one of the that's. And then the other one, Paulie, is boy. I'm just going to say it.
No, dude, I just gave you the psychedelic first. By the way, when you were showing off Rogers, let me do one more close-up on Schneider. I don't think I gave him his due. In the blue. Yeah. Look at the mustache. Just let it, take a look. Dude, you got him?
Yeah. So good.
Top to bottom, dude. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking Schneider. So, Rogers, Schneider, so far, so good. You got a double choice today, T?
I'm just giving more. And then the other two is, I when it comes on the radio, I enjoy it and I start singing it. We built this city, Jefferson.
Okay, what Starship? Yeah. We built this. You used to hear that at Niner games all the time. Back in the day.
We built this city on rock and roll. Do. Say you don't know me.
Dude, those electronic drums in the 80s. Do. It's like the worst sounding shit ever. Yeah. It sounds so dated when you hear it now. Shout out Grace Slick, Paul Kantner, all those guys. You guys are awesome, man. She's up here somewhere. I think Grace Slick is like in Sausalito or something like that. But we'll build this city, T. I'll throw it on there for you. So the playlist will be updated shortly. Once again, please do enjoy it. It's growing, obviously. A lot of tracks on there now. It's PMP Playlist 25. Go to Spotify, search it. You should find it. If you have any problem, just search my username, which is Pauly Pix, all one word, Pauly with P-I-X at the end, and you'll be able to find it that way too. So enjoy. So coming up in just a couple of minutes, Rock Lobster, Psychedelic Furs, Love My Way. Then we got Starship with Built This City and Kenny Rogers, Lady. Well done. It feels good to confess, man. I got to say, it feels good to get this off my chest and reveal that when nobody's looking, it's not all Motorhead and Black Flag over here, Tony. I will go to the Furs. I will go to the 52s when nobody's looking. Those are my confessions, and I thank you guys for playing along. Brock Lobster, not bad. It wasn't a Brock. It was a Brock Lobster. And by the way, he's just so flamboyant in that tune. You know what I mean? It's like, it wasn't a rock. It was a Rock Lobster. Like, that's what I'm talking about. No, I mean, me and you, Brock Lobster. You feel me, T? Wasn't a rock. Yeah.
Of course, dude. And I got to give John Joseph some love. He said, and when it comes to rags, it's more like sock lobster.
Oh, Holmes. Yeah, dude. Who said that?
John Joseph,
you ain't kidding, bro. Rags I mean, listen, he's going to do his own thing regardless. But yeah, sock lobster. It wasn't a sock. All right, Tony, here we go. I just want to say, Noemi,
thank you for the super. Thank everybody for the supers. Awesome. Before we give away the start the Metallica contest, thank you all for the supers. I'm going to handle my business now, Pauly, real quick. If you want a PMP VIP, we had a couple today. Neil Denardi, the most recent. Just at the bottom of the screen, you can join, and we're going to start providing extra content. And we promise, we hope, in the words of Mike Damone, you won't regret it. But you can check it out at the corner of the screen. Just click the icon and join us in the VIP section.
One last contribution for the confessional song playlist. Escobar the Third coming in as a big guy. Now we were talking about his build. He comes at you with the tank top and the big traps and everything when no one's looking. Bam, extreme. Saying I love you. Remember the video, dude, sitting on stools and all that shit? Great call. I like that track too. Back in the day, I like that track. I'm not going to lie. Me and you, Escobar, we can bond on that. No problem.
Underrated part of that track is when the song pauses and then the double knock on the guitar. Boom, boom.
Sometimes you got to do it. Sometimes you got to knock on the guitar. I might do that. I might do that at the water bar just for you. Knock on the guitar a few times. Boom, boom. All right, T. Thank you, Escobar. Thank you, everybody, today. It was a really fun show today. So here's what I want to do for you guys. You've been so good to us. You guys are here every day, and it really does mean a lot to Tony and I. We were talking about this the other night driving down to the Dwight Clark event. We're like, damn, our audience is just, you guys are amazing. So here's my way of returning the favor for all the support. We've got Metallica tickets. We're going to do one pair today. We will, and by the way, Tony, we haven't even mentioned this, but Monday is Memorial Day, so we're going to take the day off. You guys enjoy a nice long weekend. We will come back on Tuesday at 11 a.m., and we will announce our first winner next Tuesday. But here it comes for the first installment of the Metallica Trivia. Now, Tony, we're going to ask if you know the answer, or even if you don't know the answer, but you want to take a shot at this, send your replies and responses to the show email box. Can you put that up, T?
Yeah, I'll put it up right now.
Thanks, brother. Okay, so Tony will put the email address up. Send your responses in here. We'll go through them this weekend, and we're going to basically take the first submission that gets this correct. We'll win the ticket. Tony, go ahead. Yeah.
Please don't comment the answer on the chat. Don't say the answer on the chat. If you know the answer, don't put it on the chat. Email us. Please email us. And by the way, also, Robot Centaur, welcome to the PMP VIP. He just joined right now. Robot Centaur, thanks for joining up, dude. We're going to have a lot of fun. Thank you very, very much. And paulyspod@gmail.com is where you can email us. paulyspod@gmail.com. Pauly, go ahead with the lyrics, bro.
All right, so listen, man, the first installment of the Metallica Trivia, I'm going to read some Metallica lyrics, word for word, verbatim, from James Hetfield to my mouth to you is how this is going to go down. And like Tony said, please, please, please don't put the answer on the comments line. Send them into the mailbox. He's got it right up there for you right now. So follow the instructions. We'll go through it, and we'll announce the winner on Tuesday. Here it comes, Tony. Metallica lyrics installment number 1. We chew and spit you out. We laugh, you scream and shout. All glee, with fear you run. You'll know just where we come from. Boom. Leave it right there. If you're a big Metallica fan, you should know what I'm talking about. You know the song, you know the album. Send in your responses, and someone's going to get their first pair of Metallica tickets, June 22nd, Levi Stadium. When you respond, please give me your full name, your address, your email address, and your phone number, because we're going to take these names, we're going to give them to the Metallica people, and then they're going to have your tickets at will call. So that's what we need. Your email address, your full name as it appears on your ID, email address and phone number. And thank you very much for playing along. And Tony, let's do a Long Bridge and wrap up the show today. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We had a great time today, and it's all thanks to our great sponsor at Long Bridge Pizza, our first love over there, our first sponsor, 2347 3rd Street in Dog Patch. This is the farewell last waltz installment of the Signor Pizza. So get on down there. Neil Denardi made it specifically for the month of May. I'd be tempted to try the Paulie Mac pizza in a square form, but that's just me. But in the meantime, if you like the sound of this, please do jump all over the Signor Pizza with the tomato sauce, of course, the sourdough crust, the mozzarella and cheddar blend, the chorizo, the red onion, the spicy pickled peppers, the crema, the Cholula, the cilantro, the lime in the middle. It's a beautiful collection of flavors. Get on down there and enjoy, because that pizza will no longer be available once we exit the month of May. So, Tony, your thoughts on Long Bridge, and then we're going to send our friends into the weekend with a full head of steam. Go ahead, brother.
Also, dude, there's a Chainsmokers block party this Sunday. At the Midway, 900 Marin Street in San Francisco. There's a block party that the Chainsmokers are playing at. If you don't know the Chainsmokers, they're a very high energy duo, like a rave, dance duo. But also, if you're going to that, go to Long Bridge, 2347 3rd Street. But also, Paulie, last visual aid of the day. I'm going to do this because you mentioned the Paulie's Pizza, and I'm going to share.
It's really good pizza, by the way. And I'm not just saying that because it has my name on it. It's a really nice pizza. I had one when we were down there a couple of weeks ago. Damn, look at that. I didn't have it in square form, though. That's a beast.
Yep.
That's a
pizza
beast.
In square form.
God,
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing pizza in square form. Look at that. And that's a meal. That's a meal in and of itself right there, man. It's just So get on down to Long Bridge. And again, you can order for delivery or takeout. You can also just go in and enjoy a nice frosty beverage, because he's got great local beers on tap. Bear Bottle, Cellar Maker, Original Pattern, all from around the Bay Area. So check him out. Also, he has Altamont. We met the owner of Altamont. His name is Steve. We met the owner, Steve, from Altamont. They have a new beer out called the Hum Baby that Neil has many cans of at Longbridge Pizza. So get there, have a nice frosty beverage, a great beer, and tell Andre you said hello. Look for Andre in the orange cap when you go in there. He's a great dude.
I'm going to do one last bonus reciting of the Metallica lyrics, just in case you were scrambling and you missed it. One last chance. Here are the lyrics. You tell me the song. Email it. Don't post it on the chat line. We chew and spit you out. We laugh, you scream and shout. All glee, with fear you run. You'll know just where we come from. You guys know what I'm talking about. I bet you John Joseph has already sent the reply in like 100 times. But anyway, you guys, good luck. We'll announce the winner on Tuesday, and then we got 4 more pair to get to. So don't worry. Everyone's going to get a shot at these bad boys. Creative Tony, give me David Lee Roth to dismiss the good people of the classroom.
Class dismissed.
Yes, sir. And Tony, thank you, my man, for all your efforts wearing that Pearl Jam thing today. All the VIPs. Thank you to all the supers, and thank you to all of y'all. Christian Nareg, Robot Centaur, James, Miguel, Patty from Napa, Doc Peralta, Stevie B, Joe Schmo, Monica Lopez, of course, Escobar the Third. You guys have a great weekend. Everybody stay safe. Tony, good luck down in Half Moon Bay, man. Go win some baseball games. And,
thanks, man. Thanks.
And by the way, blank the Pacers, go Knicks. Is there anything else I can say to my good friends? I think that's about it. Raise a glass this weekend. Memorial Day is Monday. Let's have a nice long weekend. Everybody catch up on your sleep. Enjoy Bottle Rock, too, if you're heading up there, man. Have a good time. And keep the scene clean, as we always like to say. Karen Bell, there you are. I missed you all day. And there's Corinne, too. You guys, thanks for stopping by today. We love each and every one of you guys. Tony, be safe. Have fun. Peace, y'all. Cheers. See you Tuesday at 11 a.m. right here on PMP. Peace, y'all.
Peace.